Hello friends, welcome once again to my channel. In this video we are going to discuss partial variation. If you've been following my works on variation, you will see that I've discussed the direct variation, the inverse or indirect variation, the joint variation. Now it is time for partial variation. There is a question we have at hand here pertaining to this partial variation. But before I start solving this question, let us see the overview of what partial variation is all about. Now, supposing I am a tailor and to sew a cloth, I charge a constant price on the material that will be used in sewing the cloth. Let's say the material cost me 2,000 naira, for instance. This is a constant charge I normally charge people for sewing clothes for them. Now, I will still charge you an additional money based on the time it will take me in sewing your clothes. You can now see that the cost I will charge, the cost for me to sew a cloth for you is constant for a given price because of the material I'm using to sew the cloth, plus another charge I'm going to give you for the time it took me in sewing that cloth. I might call it 30t, where t is the time. So that if your cloth takes me like 3 hours to sew, your charge will now be 2,000 plus 30 times 3 hours. 30 times 3 is 90. Then 90 plus 2,000 is 2,090 naira. You see the charge I'll make on you for sewing clothes that cost 3 hours. If your clothes cost like 4 hours, I'll put 4 here. 30 times 4 is 120, and 120 plus 2,000 will be 2,120. This will now be the charge I will give you for a cloth that takes 4 hours. You now see that the cost of making this cloth for you is partly constant for the material, and also partly varies with the time it takes in making the cloth. A cloth with a lot of designs will take much time and it will be more costly, while a cloth that takes lesser time must be having fewer designs, and it will be costly. Okay, so that is partial variation. You see that partial sums of different things that makes up the entire cost. So that is partial variation for you, the sum of two quantities that makes up a given quantity. That is partial variation for you. Okay, so and that example I gave you is a good one that will help you to understand what partial variation is all about. So there is a question at hand here, and the question says that the cost of a dinner is partly constant. So you can write, let the cost of the dinner be C, then the cost of a dinner C is partly constant. I can say K, partly constant, and partly varies directly as the number of students. Let N be the number of students, and because it varies directly with the number of students, that number of students will be accompanied with a constant because it's variation. So A is the constant, while N is the number of students. Okay, this is the function that represents the cost for the dinner. So we are told that if the cost is 74, so under cost I'll put 74 equals K plus, if the cost is 74 naira, the number of students is 20. So N is now 20. 20 multiplying A will give us 20A. This has formed equation 1. You continue. And the cost is 96 naira when the number of students is 30. So under cost, I'll put 96 naira equals K plus number of students this time around is 30. So that 30N will times A, it will give me 30A. This has formed equation 2. So now we've now generated a simultaneous equation. And to solve this simultaneous equation, let us remove equation 1 from equation 2. Because once we do that, K will be eliminated. It will now be very easy for us to solve for A. So K minus K has gone. Now 96 minus 74 will give us 22 equals 30 minus 20 will give us 10A. Okay, so to get the value of A, I will divide both sides by 10 over 10 over 10. 10 cancels out. So you see that my A is 2 here is 11, 2 here is 5. So my A is 11 over 5, or I will just call it 2.2. So since a is 11 over 5, I can put this a 11 over 5 in any of the equation to get the value of k. So let's do that. In equation 1, I have 74 equals k plus 20 bracket 11 all over 5. This is now representing a. 5 here is 1, 5 here is 4. Let me clean up here for continuation. Okay, so I will now have that 74 is equivalent to k plus 4 times 11 is 44. So the value of k is now 74 minus 44. When I do that, my k is now 30. That's the value of k. K is 30. Remember, our a is 11 over 5, as you can see here. So we are now going to plug in the values of k and a in this original function so that we can look for the question that is asked. I now have that c, the cost, equals k. K is now 30. I'll put 30 for k plus a. A is 11 over 5, so it is now 11n all over 5. You can see a has been represented with 11 over 5. Our k is now 30. So the question is now asking us to find the cost when there are 15 students. So when there are 15 students, it means that n is now 15. So c will now be 30 plus 11 bracket 15 all over 5. 5 here is 1. 5 here will give us 3. So the cost is now 30 plus 11 times 3 will give us 33. So the cost is now 30 plus 33, which will give us 63 naira, no kobo. So 63 naira is just the answer to this particular question. And if you analyze this question very well, you see that it's authentic, because when there are 20 students, you pay 74. And for you to have 15 students, you have to pay an amount that is lesser than 74 naira, which is 63. So if you've enjoyed what you've watched, kindly consider subscribing to my channel so that you'll be notified each time I upload a new content. Thank you.